Genre tropes are everywhere. The chosen one, the brooding assassin, the enemies to lovers romance. They're the story beats that readers recognize immediately. And sometimes, breaking those tropes can be what makes a book unforgettable. But how do you know when to stick with tradition and when to shake things up? After all, tropes exist for a reason. They help shape reader expectations, and they give stories a sense of familiarity. If you're writing epic fantasy, readers might expect a big quest, a magic system, or a struggle between good and evil. If you're writing romance, there's probably going to be a happy ending. These expectations aren't bad. They're part of the promise that you make to your reader. And knowing the tropes of your genre means understanding what those promises mean. Before you can subvert a trope, you have to understand what the trope is doing to begin with. But once readers know the rules, there's a certain thrill that can come with seeing those rules bent. We love a twist that catches us off guard. The villain who turns out to be right. The hero who walks away instead of winning the final battle. Subversion works because it plays with what we expect. And that contrast creates surprise, excitement, and emotional impact. Think about genre-defying stories like The Fifth Season or Gideon the Ninth. They take familiar elements and reframe them in a way that feels new. Done well, that kind of twist can make a story unforgettable. But breaking a trope just to be edgy, that usually doesn't land. Tropes are tools, so if you're going to subvert one, it has to serve the story. Maybe you want to kill off the love interest halfway through the story. If you do, you'd better make sure it adds weight and purpose and isn't just done for shock value. Want to end your story without a traditional resolution? You have to make sure that ambiguity fits your tone and theme. Otherwise, you risk losing your reader's trust. Subversion works best when it's intentional, not reactionary. You're not saying this trope is bad, you're saying here's a different way of looking at it. And context matters. Some readers are here for surprise. Others are here for comfort. In genres like cozy fantasy or small-town romance, sometimes the tropes are the point. The end will be charming, the romance turns out happily. And that's exactly what the reader signed up for and wants. So know your audience and know your tone. Know the emotional experience your book is promising. Sometimes breaking a trope does enhance the experience. Other times it interrupts it. Tropes can be powerful. They help stories resonate. And for many readers, they are the reason they show up in the first place. So don't feel like you have to be wildly different just to be interesting. Write the story you want to tell. Subvert the trope if it honestly makes your story better. But lean into the trope if it brings the emotional payoff your reader is craving. There's no right universal answer. There's only what serves the story you're telling right now.